of Directors meeting. And number one on the agenda is reorganization of the board and appointment to committees. So at this time, I will ask for nominations for the chair of the SVSU board.
I nominate Scott.
We couldn't get it out quick. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Are there any other nominations? I'll ask again, are there any other nominations? I will close the nominations. All in favor of Scott, please say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions?
I'll abstain.
Scott has abstained. Please note that. This to you. This to you for the rest of the agenda.
Okay, so now we are looking for nominations for vice chair.
Nominate Nicole Whalen.
I'll second.
We have a nomination for Nicole
And Glenn.
and a nomination for Glenn. We have a second for the nomination for Glenn.
I'll second.
So we have Nicole Whalen nominated, Glenn Thurber nominated. Are there any other nominations? If not, nominations are closed. We do this once a year. So is it a ballot situation
Well,
as described?
because there are some people here by Zoom, that would be pretty tough to do. I think you could do a
Correct.
roll call. Yeah. Or we could do a hand count, but you could do one.
We used to do it by secret ballot.
But we have people electronically, so I'm
I
not
know.
sure how we get around that.
Can't do this.
We used to do by super ballot, but we've also been advised that it's a public meeting, it should be an open vote, so. But we probably could get somebody to give us a different opinion than that too.
Yeah, I mean, the result was always announced, and I guess the numbers would know who
Right,
voted.
and just in case it was, I even,
You know what I can do? In the interest of making sure that we move forward correctly, I'll nominate myself, if I can do that, to allow for the secession. With everything going on, it's not the most important thing to me. And I think in the best interest of the group, I can live with Nicole and her well-suited contributions to this board.
Okay, so we have Glenn has withdrawn his.
That's the word I wanted. Thank you.
He's so hungry, he can't.
Yeah. Let's get this done before you get hangry.
yeah,
Glenn has withdrawn his nomination, so we are looking at one nomination, and that is Nicole Whalen.
We elect Nicole by acclamation.
So a motion has been made by Ray. Do I have a second? Second by Sandy. Any discussion? Okay, hearing none. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Any abstentions? Nominations for clerk.
I'll nominate Katie.
Yourself? Second.
Second.
I couldn't hear.
I
have a
I've only
nomination
got
for
one
Katie
functional
Aiken.
ear today, so I'm having.
Any other nominations?
Didn't come from me.
Any other nominations?
Well, that's only because I was checking my throat.
Okay,
Jeff was-
So hearing no other nominations, can I have a motion for Katie Aiken as clerk?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Glenn, seconded by Ray. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Any abstentions? Okay. Committee assignments tonight?
No, no.
We could put that on the.
Yep, you can ask them, any member who wants to be on anything. The only-
So that's a great point. So, committee assignments are budget, finance, education, personnel, policy, and then superintendent evaluation and technology. If there's any if a person has any particular interest in any of those subjects, please send me an email. And we can start to build a list for us to work from in our next meeting.
Finance is a committee of the whole, is it not?
It is now.
Yeah.
The form's probably a little outdated. We don't have a separate finance committee now, the whole committee. So,
That's right.
Yeah.
All right, so back to the agenda.
yes.
Procedure, we've done the reorganization. Within that, it's procedure for executing contracts.
Which is what expect right here.
So, and this is an annual thing after that we do during reorganization, just as with item B on the agenda as well. Essentially, it arises from, 16 VSA, section 563, subsection 16, powers of school boards. That the chair, or any other person designated whose appointment is recorded in the minutes of a board may execute contracts on behalf of the board. So we had, years ago, a monitoring through the AOE, and they came and asked, a purchase order is technically a contract that I sign. So they say, well, where does it say that you are authorized to sign contracts? So legal wrote up the motion that Scott has in front of him. So we just do this every year after reorganization to authorize the superintendent or his or her designees, and those designees are identified in our purchasing, our financial procedures manual that's posted online.
I'm happy to read the language, and then someone can make a motion after I do. The motion to authorize, what we need is a motion to authorize the superintendent or his or her designee to execute on behalf of the supervisory union purchase orders, agreements for consulting services, grant agreements, and other contracts arising affecting the routine operation of Southwest Vermont Supervisory Union. The superintendent or designee shall not execute any contracts resulting from a public bid process, any employment agreements, and any long-term contracts without the express authority of the board. Motion made by Kristen.
Do I have a second?
Second by Glenn. I was looking that way.
Yeah, no, it's fun. There were three of us.
It's in tandem.
That's six.
Any discussion? Okay, hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Any abstentions?
Apparently, we really have no choice.
Apparently not.
Just put it in the minutes.
And thank you for the explanation, Renee. That was excellent. Thank you.
Authorization of chair and vice chair to approve off-cycle warrants.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
So we have a motion made by Ray, seconded by Sandy. Any discussion?
Call the question.
Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, second on the agenda this evening, public comments. Do we have any public comments? See anybody in the room? Doesn't appear to be anybody online?
No.
Last on the agenda, adjourn.
So moved.
All those in favor, or motion made by Glenn. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Seconded by Ray. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Good night, everyone. Thank you.
Nice.